Chapter 16. Maggie? Maggie! Georgia called her name all the way down to the street. The blue van skidded to a stop. The driver, a young man with long hair falling from under a bright red Wisconsin cap, came running out. Is she okay? Is she? He called. Georgia reached Maggie first. She dropped down to the street beside her. Stella and the van driver stood above them. Maggie! Georgia called. Can you hear me? I didn't hit her, the young man said breathlessly. I swear. I saw her fly out of the chair when it bumped over the curb, but I didn't hit her. Ow. Maggie groaned and gazed up at Georgia. My arm. She shut her eyes. Your arm? Georgia repeated. It's killing me, Maggie replied, keeping her eyes closed. I landed on it. I heard it crack. I think I've broken it. Does anything else hurt? Georgia demanded. Maggie opened her eyes. No, I don't think so. She groaned in pain again. Just my arm. You're lucky, the young man said. Maggie uttered a cry. Lucky? Now I've got a broken hip and a broken arm. The ambulance came a few minutes later. Mrs. Kramer rode off with Maggie to the hospital. Georgia picked Slappy up off the grass and began walking home with Stella. In all the fright and excitement, she hadn't had a chance to talk to her sister. What happened? She asked Stella, swinging Slappy over her shoulder. You were the only one with Maggie. How did the wheelchair get loose? Stella swallowed hard. She lowered her head, hiding her face under the floppy hat. Come on, Stella, answer me, Georgia insisted, grabbing her sister's shoulder. You're not going to believe me, Stella stammered, still avoiding Georgia's eyes. Georgia stopped walking and spun Stella until she faced her. Tell me the truth. Stella hesitated. The dummy did it, she said finally. The dummy pushed her. Stop it, Georgia cried, shaking her sister by the shoulders. Stop making up stupid stories. What really happened? You didn't push Maggie, did you? Huh? Of course not, Stella gasped, and then she began to sob, racking sobs that made her shoulders tremble. The dummy pushed her, Georgia. You've got to believe me. I wasn't really watching. I was looking at a squirrel up in the tree. And? Georgia demanded, holding on to Stella's shoulders. And then what? What did you see? I heard Maggie scream, Stella replied, tears rolling down her cheeks. I turned and saw Slappy. He was standing behind the wheelchair, and the wheelchair, it was moving, rolling down the hill. Georgia rolled her eyes. Then what does Slappy do? She asked. I'm not sure, Stella said. I was so scared. I didn't watch him. I was watching Maggie. I guess Slappy dropped back into the grass. He pushed her. Then he dropped back where he left him. But that's crazy, Georgia cried. She lifted the lifeless dummy from her shoulder and held it out to her sister. Look at him, Stella. Take a good, hard look at Slappy. Stella pulled back with a shudder. I don't want to. I mean, I've already looked at him, Georgia. Look at him, Georgia insisted. He's just a dummy, right? He's made of wood, right? He's just a suit of clothes with a head and shoes, right? Right? I'm not crazy, Stella screamed. I'm not. Yes, you are, Slappy thought bitterly. Stella really is a liar, Slappy realized. She's sick. I didn't touch that wheelchair. I was lying flat on my back in the grass. I never moved. I never even saw what was happening. Stella is a liar, Slappy decided. A dangerous liar. She's ruined both of my good deeds. Both of them. I'm back to zero thanks to her, and time is running out. Well, I'm afraid time is running out for Stella. I don't know why she's trying so hard to ruin George's life, but I can't let her destroy mine. Stella is dead meat. Tonight's the night.